How's it going, everyone? Got some physical deals to go over in this video and want to cover a major RPG upgrade that will be hitting PlayStation 5 here very shortly. It'll be dropping in early March. We'll talk that in just a little bit, but let's talk the deals first. First of all, here we go! The games that dropped in 2023 are starting to go on sale at the end of February. I guess the timeline works out there, but one of the early game releases of the year, Piece Odyssey, is seeing its very first discount. It's 33% off for $40. Look, I talked about this game in the past, and to make it abundantly clear, I am not a One Piece fan. I've seen a couple episodes here and there. Not too long ago, I tried to give it a shot and watched a little bit of it, and yeah, you just look at that episode count and I'm not gonna vibe with it. However, I played One Piece Odyssey and I actually ended up enjoying the game. It's fundamentally a well-made turn-based RPG. The aesthetics are great, voice acting's pretty good. I mean, it is subbed only, so that is a little bit of a bummer, but overall, I thought the story was pretty interesting, and some of the mechanics in the game I thought were well done as far as like platforming and those elements as well. What they do is you're taking a lot of the One Piece moments and you're going back through them in this narrative-driven RPG. It's done a little bit differently. I can't, completely correlate it to how it was done in the anime and whatnot, but I thought they did a fairly good job with this game, and if you're a One Piece fan, you're probably gonna enjoy this game a lot more than I did, and honestly, I thought it was like a well-made RPG. I ended up enjoying it a lot more than I thought I was going to, and for $40, maybe that's a little bit pricey still, given that the competition for high-quality RPGs is so steep, but man, if you're a One Piece fan and you've been eyeing at this for a while, I would say give it a shot. You might end up liking it. Funny enough, One Piece is something that I don't watch the show, but a lot of my buddies are now into the One Piece card game, I guess, that started recently, and I have to say, like, I saw the card game playing out, and I was like, man, this actually looks like a pretty interesting and well done card game as well. So I know that's popping off right now as well. But yeah, this game, had a good time with it. And again, that's coming from somebody that's not a One Piece fan at all. Next up, we got the Callisto Protocol seeing one of its very first discounts as far as on the new market. PlayStation 5 version is 29% off. Bear in mind that this game does have an MSRP of $70, so you're getting that for $50. The PlayStation 4 version, on the other hand, is 33% off at $40. So, it is just a reality that you're gonna have to deal with nowadays with these $70 games, seeing, them retaining their price a little bit more, and even when they do go on sale, you're talking a $20 discount, and you're still paying $50. Callisto Protocol is a game that a lot of people ended up enjoying, and there was a lot of elements I did enjoy out of the Callisto Protocol. I think the atmosphere is fantastic. Visually, it's great, and the tone and the suspense that the game does create, very, very well done. I wasn't crazy about the gameplay. I know some people liked it. I know a lot of other people are also in my boat where that was the drawback to the game. If you're a fan of survival horror games, you'll probably enjoy it from like an ambiance standpoint. $50 to me is a little pricey, but if you're fine with games that are a little bit shorter and still paying a premium for them, like Callisto Protocol is a game that you'll probably have some fun with. There is some DLC coming out sometime this summer, so maybe, if you wait a little bit longer, there might be a complete edition that has everything, and then you can get that discounted. That is something to consider. Overall, I thought the game was okay to good. I'd probably say, 6.5, 7 out of 10 kind of game. Definitely not something I'd drop $70 on, but $50, as the price is coming lower and lower, it is something to keep an eye on. And again, if you like survival horror games that set a great tone, I think this is a decent pickup. Next up, another game where $70 was just a little bit too much. Gotham Knights, 43% off for $40. Okay, at this point, you're getting to a price point where I think Gotham Knights is a better pickup. Look, I am still incredibly disappointed by the performance of this game. That is a bummer because, let's just be honest, technically speaking, it is not at the level of Arkham Knight even, which is a bummer. I know Gotham Knights does have the co-op element to it, but as far as the game itself goes, if you're not gonna get, deterred by the performance, I thought it was a fun game. There are elements I definitely liked. I played through the entirety of the game as Nightwing. I started another playthrough as Batgirl, and I didn't end up finishing that just because so many games were coming out, but overall, like, combat-wise, gameplay-wise, I thought it was pretty good. A lot of exploration to be had in this big open world, and it is fun to, travel around and explore it. However, it's just, if you go into this comparing it to the Arkham games, you're definitely going to be disappointed. Arkham's on another level, and this is its own thing. and they're still fun to be had for sure. It's just $70 was a bit much. When it's at $40, maybe a little bit cheaper, I think this is starting to be a better pickup. Next up, Marvel's Midnight Suns Enhanced Edition on PS5, $40 on this. Again, another relatively recent release, and this one did start off at $70 as well. So Callisto has gotten down to $50. With Marvel's Midnight Suns, it's now hit that $40 here. I bring those two up in conjunction because they came out literally on the same day. Midnight Suns was done by Firaxis, the same studio that brought you XCOM. Unfortunately, not a game I played enough of, but I thought this was a sizable enough discount to give it a shout. From people I've talked to, it seems like a lot of people did enjoy it. Narratively, I've heard that is where the game kind of falters, but from a gameplay standpoint, I mean, it's Firaxis. They're going to do a good job, typically speaking, so that seems to be what you got here. Lastly, I do want to give a shout to Stray on PS4, 25% off for $29.99. This is available on PlayStation Plus Extra, so you can play it that way. One of the surprise hits of 2022. Not even that big of a surprise. Like, I think a lot of people going into the release of this game were like, yeah, this game's gonna be big, because if you were following like the social media metrics for this game, it was doing way better than any low profile smaller title like this should be doing. And yeah, it ended up being a pretty enjoyable game. Nothing too over the top or serious or anything like that, but a relaxing and immersive game, all things considered. I think for $29.99 it's a pretty good buy. Otherwise, you know, PlayStation Plus Extra is an option. So those are all the deals I wanted to talk about. I do also want to give a shout to the Outer Worlds Spacer's Choice Edition that has been announced for PS5, Xbox Series, and PC. This is the Obsidian-developed RPG. Outer Worlds obviously came out back in 2019. Was a relatively well-done game. I wouldn't put it, you know, among the best RPGs of the last decade or anything like that, but it was a fun game, and, you know, it was pretty good. Outer Worlds 2 is in development. Unfortunately, Obsidian now a part of the Microsoft family, so I believe it's just going to be a PC and Xbox title, so that is a little bit of a bummer. Now, it's interesting in the upgrade path, and we'll talk about that in a second, but the game notes: you've tried the rest, now come back to the best. The Outer Worlds Spacer's Choice Edition includes the base game and all add-on content as the definitive way to play the beloved RPG from Obsidian Entertainment. The remastered masterpiece is optimized to be the absolute best version of the Outer Worlds, even if you choose to play this critically acclaimed RPG as the absolute worst version of your character. Lost in transit while on a colonist ship bound on the edge of galaxy, you wake decades later only to find yourself in the midst of a deep conspiracy threatening to destroy the colony. It's 2019's hit RPG, and it's been remastered with better graphics, improved performance, additional animations, higher res environments, and more. Increased level cap. A higher level cap means even more ways to build your character from the 7 branches of skill tree. The player-driven story RPG. Lead your companions explore the corporate colony. Now, this will not be a free upgrade. This is a complete edition of the game. It will include the Outer Worlds base game. On top of that, it will include the 2 DLC packs as well. If you want to even have the option to upgrade, you will need to already own the base game and both of the digital add-on packs. So at that point, you can upgrade for $9.99. So not a big fan of how they're handling the upgrade path, to be perfectly honest, just because, you know, you got to own the base game and then the expansions as well. I look at something like, you know, the Uncharted Legacy of Thieves collection. If you just owned one of Uncharted 4 Lost Legacy, you got to buy the upgrade and that will get you the entire collection. Kind of feel like you could have just done that as well here. I know, you know, Outer Worlds at this point, you know, if people already bought the base game, why not just let them upgrade for $10 and then get the DLC as well? I don't think that's that crazy. You know, having to buy the DLC and then only then having the option to upgrade, I think that's a little bit of a bummer, but hey, I guess it's not that big of a deal. I believe the game itself will be released at $60 if you just want to buy it right out the gate, which, you know, a game that's from 2019, I feel like that's a little bit pricey, you know, even for a complete edition and an upgraded release, given the fact, like, you know, a lot of these Game of the Year editions come out like a year after the release of the game, but I digress. I guess it's not that big of a deal, and, you know, if you want to check it out, it's a good game. I just think, you know, the upgrade path is a little bit of a bummer, but I guess, again, it's not the end of the world, and you can just wait for the Spacer's Choice Edition to go on sale if you never picked it up, and then you can go from there. But that's gonna do it for me. Again, some good deals available right now on the physical side of things. Again, a lot of newer games. We're talking Piece Odyssey, Callisto Protocol, Gotham Knights, Marvel's Midnight Suns. Those are all games that came out in the last few months or so, so bear that in mind. Still a little bit on the price side. Stray, not a game we see discounted all too often, but if you do want to check it out on Plus Extra, you know, you can play it that way. Do bear in mind that this is a game that's on a licensing deal agreement. I would imagine at some point this game will get pulled. I don't know that to be a fact, but that's just what I would assume. But we'll see how that turns out. This was a game that was a PlayStation console exclusive as well, so I don't know exactly the type of deal that was worked out for this. But nonetheless, there you go with that. And Outer Worlds getting an upgraded release on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, and PC. March 7th, right around the corner for this one. That'll do it for me. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.